All right. What is up, guys? T Tech here. Welcome back to another live stream. How is everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the show. Today, we're going to be talking about the new iPads and whether or not the iPad Pro should be scared of this new iPad Air 5. Um, I don't know, man. I kind of feel like it should, but I want to know your thoughts. So we got Luis. What's up, man? What's up? Hey, Luis, if you're available and you want a spot, man, let me know, and I will shoot you a link. We can we can talk about it. I have uh Mr. Mark Sequence is going to be joining me hopefully in just a few moments. Let's see if he's messaged me. No, he hasn't. So, I guess we'll see in just a few moments if he will join us. But like I said, Luis or anybody else, if you want the link, just let me know. Actually, I'm gonna make a banner here. Um, all right, there we go. There we go. Uh, on. Boom. Let's go. Paste. Check your DMs, Luis. It's already there, man. It's already there. All right, we got Mr. Sequence messaging me. Almost done setting up. Awesome, man. Just take your time. Take your time. No worries. Let me get out of here because I feel like I'm gonna get spam beyond belief. So what do you guys think of the new iPads? I honestly, I've been seeing some videos today, and it looks legit. It looks really powerful. I'm not gonna say it's as powerful as the iPad Pro, but I definitely think that a lot of creators and business owners are going to go for it rather than the iPad Pro. I don't know, but that's just my thoughts. Because yeah, it's probably not, like I said, probably not as powerful as the iPad Pro, but it does do a lot. So I think that it really has potential there. Let me know what you guys think. Um, oops, there we go. Let's wait a little bit for Luis to hop in here. Hopefully he will very shortly. There you go. And for Mark, where are you, Mark? I know you said you're setting up, so I came live a little early tonight. I want to get done at a certain time, so I thought, why not come live early? And Mark and Luis, if you guys are here, if you can share the link on your socials, that would be awesome. That way, more people can join us tonight. don't know why. I feel like something is off with my camera angle today. Anybody else feel like that? Or is it just me? I don't know what it is. Alright. I think I'm going to keep it like that. Let me know what you guys think about that angle right there. And we will hopefully stick to it. Alright, cool. And now I just want to do one more thing. And all right, boom, there we go. A lot better. I don't want you guys seeing up my nostrils or anything either. So um let's take a look at the iPads here. I'm gonna pull it up here on my second screen. All right. Share screen. It's been a minute since I've done this, so bear with me. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. I'm going to add a shortcut here. And Apple. Oh, come on, man. Apple. Man, why does this keep happening? Apple.com. www. COM. Boom. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, so we're here at the iPad Air. Light, bright, and full of might. I like that. Light, bright, and full of might. I honestly like that. So from $5.99, available starting the 18th, and that is what's today? Wednesday, so that's Friday. Let's see. All right. All right, so supercharged by the Apple M1 chip, a 12 megapixel ultra wide front camera with center stage, which again, I've said this in past streams and videos. That is the only thing for me. That's the only thing that's really eye catching to me, and the only thing that is making me want this iPad. Blazing fast 5G. Will I use it? Probably not. I'll probably just get the base model. So, all right, we got our first guest of the night, Mr. Marc Sequence. Let me know when you're ready, man. Give me a thumbs up and I'll get you on. All right. All right. What is up, Marc?
Man.
Man, I can always count on you with the sound effects, man.
Well, because they add the spice. I thought I was tripping for a second. I was like I was gonna trust StreamYard and Chrome. I was this close because I looked at the settings just right before coming on and making sure everything. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
They probably remembered my settings, so I think my settings are good. But let me check them just to be safe. I know everything else was everything was default, like it reverted back to before. So I did have to go in, and I'm like, well,
right.
it's good and bad. Bad because there goes my faith in technology, right? But good in that,
Yeah.
like
I
my
hear you.
my unwillingness to immediately trust anything, whether it's human or technology, to let me just make sure and check one more time for the just in case. And I was like, oh yeah, there it is. Nothing's said. But how are you, man?
Good, man. How are you?
I am okay. A little winded from having to rush, not just up here to get everything set, but as some of you know, I'm in like a makeshift converted halfway done attic thing, and
Mm,
it's not summer yet technically, but it feels like it appears sometimes. So do
I
have
hear
to
you.
keep that
I
in
hear
mind,
you.
and not just that, because with prices going up, electricity also goes up. I think for you're 3 hours ahead, but over here I think we're still an hour away from, or no, I think it's 4 o'clock is peak time, right, for electricity
Y-
usually, peak hours.
yep. Yep.
So now I have to
Yep.
like be conscious of like, okay, how much electricity am I using? Not, I mean, I don't personally pay for it, but if I could help the household, keep some expenses down, then I'll do it. So I'm not gonna have the AC on because now
Right.
is now's not the time to do that. So we'll see if I can. Hopefully the camera's far enough away that you can't see me sweat.
Nah, man, you're good. You're good. I mean, I'm blind, so either way, you're good. Yo, we got
Hey, what
tech for
up?
your needs. What's up, man?
Hey,
What's up?
Lewis, what's up? What's up? Yo,
I'm doing
What's
good. Can you
up?
hear me real good?
We
yeah,
got
I can
Solange
hear
in the
you.
chat. What's up? What's up?
Yo,
Hey, how
How's it
you doing?
going? So, what do you guys think about this new iPad? Have you guys checked it out? All the videos that have been coming out today?
no,
Yes, and
nothing since the event. Go ahead, Luis.
Oh, okay.
okay, I'm gonna break it down. It got the M1 chip, but it's not faster because it's supposed to be more budget friendly. So therefore,
Yeah.
they're cutting
Yeah.
off on speed and performance. So like you said earlier, it's not gonna be the M1 because it does not have promotion 120, so it's 60 hertz. So therefore,
Yep.
there's a lot of corners. So therefore, it's not gonna beat it. They're just trying to unify the whole line of with the M1 chip, but every product's coming out.
Right.
So that's my
Right.
Oh,
take.
so they Apple themselves did something to where it's not as what do they call that, throttling? They throttled it, or where's that coming from?
Well, they diminished some stuff like instead of having three cores, they're gonna have two cores. An example, I'm not 100%
Oh, so
sure,
it's a
but
binned version of the M1 is what they put inside the Air.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's interesting. Well, I mean, I shouldn't be shocked by that.
I mean they have to because it's the air. So
Yeah, yeah, of course.
and plus, it's gonna be little. It's gonna be a little up there with the Pro, but remember,
Mm-hmm.
it's not for the whole year because the Pro are coming out, the new one. So it's just for a couple of
Right.
months. Go ahead, Mark.
Oh no, yeah, I'm agreeing with you. But I didn't.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't expect it, but it's not a shocker to think that something that as powerful as the M1 is or can be, I guess that they would. I forgot that they have binned versions of it to throw
Yeah,
in
something
No,
like that.
other
I'm not
devices.
100% sure, but something like
Yeah.
that.
I just want to make it clear to everybody in the chat. No, I'm not gonna be ordering this, at least not right now. Um, because I'm not crazy to be ordering this on a live stream and leak my information.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
you gotta be careful.
yeah,
Yeah.
Also, because I mean, who's in the market? I mean, you already have. Don't you already have an iPad or a tablet at least, Taylor?
I do. I do
Okay.
have the sixth generation iPad, which
Okay.
I mean, listen, I've said this before. As long as it's getting updates, it really doesn't matter to me. You
Even
know,
after updates, you still. I mean, there's still use for it. It's just maybe it's not as
right?
shiny as it once was, right? With everything being new and shiny, but you still have that use for it. Then
Exactly.
that's
Exactly.
even better than recycling because you're keeping it out of or by preventing that for when you would eventually recycle it, extending that part of usable life is better, I think, especially with tech so easily being able to be outdated, not just year over year, but within a year. Sometimes
Right.
8, 6, 4 months, 3 months, for example, like when the MacBooks that just came out finally were getting into people's hands, and then boom, now it's technically outdated by the more affordable Mac Studio, right? So
Right.
the longer we can use
Yo,
our
Barry
devices, the better.
Johnson, what's up? What's up?
Barry, you know what? He gets one of these too.
Salute, my brother.
Barry's the man.
uh, Mark, I'm gonna have to have you at least for a while. I'm gonna have to have you as my sound effects man.
Yeah, man. You know it.
Because so here's the thing: I have the Stream Deck, the
I don't
software
have one of those. I
that,
got to get me one soon.
bruh, this thing is fire, fire. I literally have it starting, stopping my streams, muting my microphone.
Yeah.
Things like that. Stopping my camera.
Nice.
So
Yeah. See,
like, dude,
hotkeys, but on steroids, right?
yeah,
Correct.
exactly, exactly.
No,
Um,
I love tactile stuff, man. I like the whole. I mean, if for those of us that can
dude,
remember before everything was a touch screen or swipe and gestures and all that, the
yeah,
feel of a knob and not just
I
like
do have, I do have a software that um Zach Talks Tech actually recommended it back when he was on the podcast, and so we tried it out. But the thing is, with this specific one, it's like over $100 one time fee. If you want to get the full version of it,
yeah.
or you can try it, do a free trial for 20 minutes. So basically, you would have to refresh the app every time you want to use it. For
Oh wow.
like, let's say I was doing an hour stream, I would
And
have
there would
to.
be an ad too, or
No. It would work perfectly
oh,
fine.
okay.
But the thing is to remember to keep refreshing. That way, everything works flawlessly. You
Yeah.
know that's the only thing that is kind of a bummer. I mean, I have a couple of sound effects here that I can be playing, but again with that, um, so I'm just trying to see if
Is it
and
every
if
20
if
minutes to
anybody can
refresh?
recommend something free or cheap that I can get to play the sound effects, that'll be awesome. Because that's literally like everything else works fine. That's the only issue that I'm having. I can't play the sound effects that I have on the stream deck. Because
So that
literally, if,
means
if if I were to play one,
Like nothing
you would
plays.
be. I don't know if you can hear that or not,
No,
but
I didn't hear any of
yeah,
that.
no.
yeah,
I would say check your settings. So just real fast, what you can do on the fly is check your inputs, outputs for everything that you have, not just in the Stream Deck, but on StreamYard and maybe even your browser or your computer itself.
yeah.
Because I know sometimes they don't match up. And then I would say, just shy of a soft
Well,
reset or even a hard reset is to make sure you have the latest firmware updates and all that stuff installed. Because a lot of times it could be as easy as that, but I'm not as familiar with. I mean, even still having had this, the Roadcaster for almost a year now, sometimes I still forget. Uh, like for example, while you were talking, I was looking at my levels for you and then the level for my microphone, and I'm trying to remember if I'm supposed to be as close to the top, which back when I was an audio student, an engineering student, you don't want to peak, but I think
hmm
because I just looked closer, and over here the very top is actually 0, which would be
yeah,
line level, and I think that's where you would want to be. And I may
right.
have been keeping my microphone sensitivity down because instinctively, I don't you want to barely kind of like flirt with the top, kiss if you will, but
Yeah, yeah,
not peak
yeah,
more. But I think I just noticed now for the first time that it's 0 because I'm used to it being I'm used to line level being either halfway or 3/4 of the way up. So even if you go beyond it, you can still see, hey, you have this much more headroom or this little headroom left. So I wonder if my microphone has been too low. Let me turn it up now, but also I don't want you guys to
Now
pick
you
up too
sound
much of
perfect right now.
any
yeah. You
sound.
sound good.
You
Okay,
Yeah,
sound
because
you
good.
sound great.
No,
I have a fan going on too, so I don't want that fan that
Oh, gotcha.
noise to
now you
come up.
perfect. I mean, I
Okay,
can hear nothing. So,
all right, cool.
and broke it, don't
So,
fix it.
yeah, exactly. So, as far as this iPad goes, what are you guys' thoughts? Um, do you well, let me ask this: do you guys think it has anything like it should? Again, like I said on here on the title, I think the iPad Pro is a little bit knocked out at this point. What do you guys think?
Ooh. Well,
I don't
my
think so.
my instinct is to disagree, especially because I have a iPad Pro, even though it's the 2020 version. I was still, I'm reluctant to say, oh, that would
Still,
kick this
still
one, but
pro,
yeah,
still
right.
pro.
Still pro. Still, I mean, with me, every device that I've like the two main things for me from especially a more consumer than prosumer for
Mm-hmm.
media consumption would be the biggest screen that I can get, and usually that means the largest form factor, and that also includes the larger battery. So those
Yep.
would be my two main buying decisions. So whenever there was a big iPhone or a bigger iPhone, I would get that one, and that would
Yeah.
check those two boxes: bigger screen, bigger battery, or more battery. And so I do that with laptops, and I did it with the tablet. So with me, I'm less inclined to go with a smaller one. Um,
Right.
though sometimes, not often, but very, very sometimes it is true. And I know you've probably heard other people with tablet reviews or phone reviews, like
Yep.
specifically the iPad Mini. What the iPad Mini is trying to do is kind of like now that we've filled something bigger than a smartphone but something smaller than a laptop. Well, some people have different size laptops and different size phones, so now you have like these micro segments of, well, something smaller than a 10-inch tablet but bigger than a 7-inch 6 or 7-inch phone. And then
Yeah.
it's a little too rich for my blood now, but it would be cool to have something. And again, not often, but something to where, man, my phone is too small, but now a 13-inch iPad is a little cumbersome at times. So
Right. What out of these colors, what would you pick?
blue.
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 Yeah. And they do look
And
different, right? That wasn't just me tripping off of like looking at it on a mini LED screen when I was
Oh
watching
yeah,
the event.
no.
I was like, hey, these colors look like they're like different.
but
Let's
honestly,
see
like I
what
said,
Barry
oh, go
says
ahead.
here. I think it's great for people want to get into the ecosystem. I would probably recommend the 11-inch Pro to anyone that needs more storage and wants to edit. For sure. For sure.
Barry, to that, I'll ask this for now. Are you saying that like as an entry level, like entry, obviously the price would be a little more affordable to do that? Because if you're recommending that, I think to someone who wants to do any sort of creative tasks like edit, like how you just mentioned editing, wouldn't inherently a larger screen be better for that, for someone who's there to do things in post or what have you?
Good point.
Uh,
Good point.
yes and no. It
Or
depends
even if
on
I
the
guess a,
person.
a beginner would, right? Because then because that makes more sense too for someone who
Yeah.
I'll
would
say
be just
I'll say
starting
yes
out.
and no. Let me break it down. You could plug them to a HMID or USB to a monitor, so you get the real estate if you got a or monitor or TV. So therefore,
Yeah,
you don't have to get the big one. So
Yeah.
but it's not
Yep.
Thunderbolt, right? That was only on the last year's M1s
I
iPads that have a
Right.
Thunderbolt.
think.
Okay,
Hmm.
but
Right.
this one is given the M1 chip, but they did not include Thunderbolt on
Oh,
the
I'm
air.
not sure. I need to do more research.
Maybe because
Yeah, I
it's a
don't think they
thinker,
did.
or they left it out on purpose. I think so it doesn't
Yeah,
have
Yeah.
because it's
a
more
Thunderbolt
more
controller
budgeted.
on. Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Um, what do you guys think going down here of the storage? I personally would have loved to see a 128
Yeah,
option.
64 is too small.
I think 64 needs to be thrown out of the park uh, because it's just way too small. I mean, if you're an average person that just wants to, use it for, games or whatever, if you're not like a creator or if you're not using it for school or whatever, then, that's where I say cool. But if you're using it for school or work or, something like that,
Yeah.
then I would definitely say um, 128 or, I mean, 256 is good too. But, you know, we
and
have we got Michael Pepper in the house. What's up, man?
Yo.
So 749 for the 128 gigabyte iPad Pro 11 or the or 749 for 256 iPad Air. I'd say grab the Pro and that's enough for the apps and get external hard drive. Yep, to get away with. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
to be
Um
honest, to be honest, I'm gonna break
this
it
one
down because
also has 6 gigabytes
go
of
ahead.
RAM, correct? That's what Barry wants to know.
Oh, I didn't check, but I can pull that up if you
I'll
want to
go
stay
up and
on
check the
screen.
specs. You got to go in the top.
Is it?
Yeah,
I think
before
in
you go
the
to that page.
technical in the technical page, right? Let's see.
Let's
I think you
see
got to go to.
here. Text
Yeah, in the
specs.
top right there. There you go.
Whoops. No, I don't want to go to support. Whoopsie. Yeah, so right here.
There you go.
While we're looking for that, hopefully my I was noticing on other live streams that I looked tanner than I really am, and I haven't been out in the sun. I've actually been the opposite of that. But then it was because the light that I have here
Yep.
was more like warmer. But it does have
Oh,
it has a user accessible switch to where you just take the
Yep.
cover off and you can select between like warm, normal, or cool. I guess cooler options. So I put it in the middle. So hopefully this is a more yeah, that looks more like the real color I have. Just side note.
let's see
I was like,
here.
that makes me look orange. It's like I'm not orange. No spray
Where
tan.
is it here?
You know what? It might be buried because they don't like to talk about that stuff. Here we go. Chip 8 gigabytes of RAM.
Oh, there you
It's
go.
yep.
under chip. It's after display and before camera. Are you on the right? I think you're on the wrong page. Maybe. I just searched. Here, go all the way up.
Actually, Mark, why don't you share your screen and we'll go from there.
I'm not doing it on that one. I'm doing it here. You'll have to. I'll have to join the stream again and on the iPad, or just type. Do what I did. Put iPad Air specs.
Oh, okay.
On the search button.
Yeah, and then that first link should pop it up. That's weird then. So you are getting the full, at least base level of memory of RAM, but not a Thunderbolt controller.
Because remember, when you're editing and using for professional work, the cores are ramped up on the Pro, but then this one's gonna have less
All
cores.
right, so I'm back here. Whoops, don't want to go to accessories.
No, you didn't. Here, search iPad Air specs and then click that first.
That's what I did.
iPad Air technical specifications from Apple.
Right there. There you go.
No, on the search bar, not on the Apple search bar, on your regular search bar.
I'll just do it here, see what happens. This one? I'm gonna put.
Oh, there is a button that says tech specs. Yeah, he was right. Next to the order now button, it'll say tech specs. If you go to the regular iPad page.
Yeah, just go back.
Yeah. So click iPad, and then click iPad Air, and then
iPad Air,
and then next to the order now
right
button.
There.
Yep.
Bam.
So where do I go here?
Scroll down just a couple pages. Right there. Right past that.
Right here?
No, next one. There it is.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah. Chips. So Apple M1.
What did it have before? Did it have 4 gigabytes of RAM before? Was that 4th gen?
I don't recall.
iPad Air.
I don't remember.
This one's 5, right? So iPad Air.
Yep.
4 tech specs.
This is the 5, so yeah.
4th generation. Okay, here we go. Let's see if it'll tell me. Again, they like to have this.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm gonna say something because
absolutely
got me crazy about Apple. I'm gonna bring the same energy with every company. 624 is all about a money grab. Simple as that.
And lucky shout out to those people who can make such small storage capacities work for them, because that's even more. If you're not in the that iCloud ecosystem of paying every single month for iCloud storage and can keep just the 5 gigs free and keep everything, keep it strict enough so that you don't go anywhere near your allotted local memory storage. I don't know how they do it, but shout out to them. That's impressive.
Because think about it, Mark. If I break it down, kids like to play games, and games are a intensive resource, and they're big, they're not small.
Yeah, for sure.
Games. So for a kid perspective, or from saying from kindergarten up to middle school, high school, it's not worth it 64 because they like games and those games are big, so they're gonna take a chunk of your memory. So
Yes.
just being honest, it's all about money grab at this point.
Yeah, and then the same. It's extra loops that hoops that someone would need to go through to avoid money grabs and money pits such as that. But I mean, me speaking for myself, but also probably for a majority of people, in that we're digital hoarders, and even if we weren't, we are still fearful enough to where we try to plan ahead and we disguise it as being savvy and future proofing, right? Where we're like, well, oh, who's gonna need 500 gigs? Who needs a terabyte? I'm like, well, I probably will. So I would prefer to uh, put as much between that possible eventuality and give myself as much headroom as I can with overkill in processing power and maybe a bigger display than I need to, a bigger battery so I don't run. It's just that whole that's how they get me, and I'm sure there's many people that shop like that, which is maybe not good, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, I see this working for certain. I mean, there was always a case scenario that this gonna work. It'll work for my mother. She's not gonna unfold the stories perfect at 62, 64 is perfect. But it's just a rare case. There's not too many people in that category, meaning the percentile, percentage, proper English of those people are not there. Like I said, the percentile and the mass variety of regular people, they are gonna go over because majority of people use this as young
Mhm.
people. So they're gonna pull it up games.
Yeah. I think also, for example, my mom's phone, she's still on a 10s Max. I forget which memory configuration, but if I had to guess, probably the base model because to her, like many consumers, a cell phone is just a cell phone. So like, just get whatever. Like it was already hard enough to get her to move off of. I think she had a Samsung before, but even to make the move, she's like, okay, I'm already compromising by getting an iPhone, which is like a luxury brand or what have you. So just give me the whichever one, and I was able to tell them like, well, get the worst of the best, which would be at least a Pro iPhone. So you because at the time this was when my nephew was still, I think, maybe 1 year old or 1 or 2 years old. I
Mm-hmm.
think he's 4 or 5 now. I think maybe even longer. When did the 10s come out? I forgot. Is that
I don't
20,
even
20 Oh dang,
7.
2017, 2018. But
Well,
I
I
think
think I
she
got mine to 18.
okay. So I think she got it the summer before the 11 was going to come out.
Oh,
So
okay.
she got they had like a really good deal because obviously they don't want to hang on to old iPhones, and if they could get you in an iPhone today, that's better than an iPhone in 2 months, right, or 3 months until September comes. So she was like, oh, just give me whichever one. Anyways, fast forward that it didn't take too much longer before she started getting those infamous um, notifications where you get the error when you take photos. She was like, hey, it didn't save any of the photos that I just took, which is a big deal if you're trying to take these photos of a little nephew, a little niece, or a grandson in the moment to have forever. And I had told her before, I'm like, well, I tried to tell you, but you didn't see a point in it in getting a medium or even the top storage. So now you're gonna have to go back and delete stuff that you don't want. So that's the other trade-off, to get people to realize, like, well, you're gonna have to either stay on top of that, so be that discipline, or if you don't want to deal with it, you got to fork over the money either upfront in local storage or over time with an iCloud account. And I think she was like, oh, how much is $9, right? $9.99 a month, $10 a month. Okay, let's do that. And then boom, she's able to free up, at least temporarily, that much more storage for those photos and video clips of her grandchildren. So someone like that, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I agree because you and I, we breaking it for different. Not every take. I'm not accusing nobody, but I see some people in our position. They go creator. It's not about creator. We're talking about everybody's spectrum. So we gotta, because this is the affordable. And I'm gonna say budget affordable. I, to certain people. So if people are saving that much money to get this, then I'm gonna recommend the best. You know what I mean? The best within their budget and the best of the person they are. Because what is parents and a lot of older people do? Pictures. Why? They want memory. So those memory will increase the likelihood 64 is not going to work.
I see Nikias Molina in the chat. What's up? What's up?
I was
I
just gonna
apologize, guys.
yeah.
And I
What-
still got that photo about me and him.
What's
Yeah,
going on?
Yeah, I met him in person, so I got that photo.
Oh, lucky you.
Damn, I wish I could meet
Oh,
him in
wow.
person.
Well,
Actually,
now
I've had a lot of occurrences with Nikias, a lot of streams and stuff, and it's like meeting him in person, and I mean that, Nikias. If you're still there, man, um, bruh, I've been trying to get you on a stream or on our podcast. Hit me up and we'll get something done for sure.
Yeah, I was talking with Luis just now, and I was like, oh shoot, I got to check on the comments. So I was just gonna point out the that we had to say hello to Niki's, and then to answer Michael Pepper's other question, or not answer, but refer to how he was saying
Right.
here that 64 gigs. He can see that if someone gets cellular for things like watching Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus on the go, that you don't need to download much. Maybe you play games and store your pics all on your phone. But
make it bigger.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's pretty good Photoshop there.
Yeah, Nikias, if you can hit me or Benji up, that'll be awesome, man.
Nikias, don't do it. Do my podcast instead. But I don't have one yet. But I'll I just want to beat him to the punch. That's all.
Have you seen him? His intros are crazy, in the air, in the snow, all over the place.
Yeah. By the way, how are you, Nikias? After that, you gave me the chills, and I was
It was a hands that was freezing with red.
Bruh.
Yeah, I've seen it. I had just this again being clueless to like the creator economy and this whole stuff, to where me from far away, I was like, oh, that'd be really cool, thinking like YouTube and all this was like way further out, whereas dude, you just turn the camera on and then click the link, and then you could jump in and join and be part of the conversation, like so easily. But before that, I had seen I was clueless to other like creators and everyone else in the space, but I had seen one of Mr. Yellow's infamous I forget which product it was. It might have been for I think it was the rose gold MacBook Air, I believe, of the M1s that had come out right when those were, taking the world by storm with this incredible efficiency and subsequent, secondhand power gains that they had. And I had noticed, I was like, damn, just for this intro, there's like a dozen or so transitions and cuts and everything. I was like, man, this guy's put a lot of effort into just before he even started talking. So that was impressive. And so, Nick,
oh yeah. Yo, what's up, Shark?
There's two people that go crazy with intro. It's Nikia and iPhone. They got the best
but
intro.
that's part of the beauty of
sure.
that medium, to where you're able to take someone, a viewer, on that journey even before the journey begins, on like a pre-journey with eye candy, with drone shots or 4K footage, or again, with like how you're able to implement these things and get different perspectives and a shot from over here, or put your phone on the ground like 20 yards away from you or something like that. And then you can get real creative, and it's not a lot of people that appreciate that. And I because it takes a lot more time and energy and effort, right, to hopefully nobody says anything or messes up your shot, or people like stop what they're doing and they're staring at you and you're like, dude, I'm trying to create something here, so get out of the way.
Bro, you don't know how many times I've had that instance. It's just crazy.
That almost made me quit when I took audio and video production in vocational school. I was like, dude, everyone is so annoying. Oh my god,
bruh.
Hey, do it. You should do it.
Man, I'll have to get back to you on that.
Do you mean indoor skydive, Nikias?
No, real life. He did
old school traditional. That'd be a good video. Man. That'd be a cool video, man. Yeah.
He already did it. He's just doing it again.
Yeah. Well, you got to give the people what they want, right, Luis?
Correct.
Yeah, definitely. Nikias, man, can you come in here today, or are you busy?
I remember I started watching him when he was Apple Watch. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's when I started watching Nikias. I love those videos. Those videos were really awesome. And these are just out of this world. Like I've never seen a creator, go as far as Nikias has ever.
Let's ask
So
him about the new iPad Air. iPad Air 5, Nikias, yes or no, why or why not? And do you
yeah, man,
already have an iPad Air? What was how long ago was the first iPad Air, and how much did it cost? I want to see if they're consistent with today's offerings relative to inflation and all that, because it says $600 here, and that seems. I guess that seems okay. How much was the first iPad? 400, 500, 499.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
It was a
I believe
$500, and people were expecting it to be like $200 more, right? So that's where Apple crushed their own. I remember because they had that number, and then they like squished it with another
Yep.
number in the presentation. They shattered expectations with the entry level price, at least. I remember that.
I'm literally uploading my review right now. You guys should react to it, bro. You
All
really?
right.
Hey, listen. I'll change up the
The title,
thumbnail and title afterwards.
or
Absolutely.
or we can do it in a separate stream. But I mean, it's up to you. So we're what, 40 minutes in, and have we convinced anyone to buy or not buy the iPad? What was the
Probably
goal of
not.
this? I think according to your title was whether or not this would replace
Yep.
not just the iPad Pro, but any iPad Pro, right? And as I think Michael had pointed out, that there are still tremendous value, per dollar options in not just secondhand, but even technically firsthand with the Apple certified refurbished, that you can still get 2020 or even 2018s, as Talos of Tech, Drew would still push, even with
He's
the M1s and
another
the
one
Pros.
I got to get on the podcast. But me and
He's right,
Benji
though.
have been trying to get Nikias on for a little bit. Nikias, I know that you're a busy man, but if you're free sometime, like I said, let me or Benji know and we can make it happen, because, we would love to have you, man. Honestly. So, but yeah, I mean, once your video's up, let us know and we can definitely react to it.
Yeah, I've got time.
That would be awesome, actually.
You can even add to the headline, and Nikias Molina live reaction. Hopefully I said that right.
Yep.
Molina. My bad.
Nikias, you're awesome, but as the saying goes, why would anyone jump out?
That's true. They do say that.
Hey Mark, can you get me that drum thing?
There you go.
I probably got to turn it up. Let me see. I don't know where the. Can you hear that better? Okay.
Yep.
Damn. I think all of my knobs were low on everything. I was like, oh, that sounds kind of loud, but I think my headphone. It sounded good in my headphones, but I think because I had turned
Gregory
it up.
Allen, what's up?
Hear
What's
myself
up?
More.
Yo, man, that's awesome.
Michael Pepper, his answer would
5
be
minutes.
His answer would be for the views, right? Like, obviously, why would anyone do anything nowadays for the views, man?
Exactly.
5
I'm
minutes to the video.
curious. Yo, technically T in the house. What's up, man? What's up?
Yeah,
Thank you for coming
heavy
by.
hitters in the house.
What's up, man? Yeah, heavy hitters in the house for sure. What's going on, man?
You guys calling him fat? Don't do that. Comment on people's weight. Sorry, T.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, man.
You got your back over here.
Don't kill my mood like that, Mark. Come
Never.
on. Low knobs. Pause.
Hey, so T, are you? I hear you're getting that Mac Studio with that Ultra. Yeah, did I hear right?
Ooh.
I think
T. That's awesome.
No, I think you said no already, or not
Word
yet.
on the street is that Vlad endorsing the new iPad Air. That alone is reason not to buy it.
Oh wow.
Oh
I
man,
think they're just mad because they can't buy
Young
anything.
men
Right? I
behave.
think
Young men behave.
bruh.
they're allowed to buy other products.
Right, exactly.
Shame
Shoot.
on you. I'm telling your mother.
Oh man, damn.
Yeah, I mean,
Um.
there's a lot of work around the 64 gig. I mean,
Oh
there's
yeah.
thumb drives, there's cloud storage, but it's still going to cost. It's still going to cost per month, so it's not really a viable
Unless you're
decision.
Yeah, unless you're already in that, especially with the bundles that they have now, like with Apple One bundles. Um, I mean, for me, I have it, so I don't see why not
Hmm.
to get the 2 terabytes, among all your devices. And then, right, I don't think I'm sharing with anyone now, but I've offered to it specifically, as some of you
Yo,
know.
can we keep
You know,
the politics away from the stream today, please?
no, well, you're gonna have to kick out Sharkfin for that because he's always the political one.
Nah, man, I'm going to hold on to my M1 Mac Mini a little longer. Waiting to see the videos on it, and we'll decide. It will be later in the year if I do get it.
Yeah,
Nice,
see, and,
man.
and
Yeah.
he's exercising that thing that we mentioned earlier. The more use you get out of your products, you're already boosting the value of it and
Bruh,
extending
it's like,
longevity. Yeah,
yeah,
and
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
And
true.
it's like
then
I said, though. And I'm sure T and Nikias, you guys will probably agree at the same time. I know you guys, sometimes get these products when they launch, but I honestly believe that, if a product works well and it gets software updates for at least another, few years, it's honestly not worth getting a new product. You know what I mean? Yeah,
yeah,
it's
and
cool to review and to, give your thoughts on it, but heck, do what I do. Just go online, search the specs, talk about that, like we're doing in this stream today. I think that
it's.
is still good enough.
Do you
Oh
That's
yeah,
think
my
it is
opinion.
true.
Maybe T or Nikias or somebody can change my mind here, but I don't know, man.
Do
I
you
mean,
guys
I,
think?
I get it. I get it. You guys do it for the views and for the
Well,
channel because you
it's
guys
their
get
job.
money out of it. But
It's their
yeah,
job.
exactly. It's your job. But
Now, here's another question that I just thought of from that perspective. Because obviously, I don't do this, full time or for. I haven't seen a penny actually out of any of my many live
me either. Me
appearances,
either. Not
but
yet.
now that question, that same thing of as consumers, right? And I mean, especially here in the States, we're all sort of conditioned to buy, right? No matter what. Um,
Right.
that notion of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's not shiny anymore. It's not new anymore. And
Right.
yeah, we're the
Right.
minority, but I think an even larger minority would be people who do this for a living or as a supplement to their jobs or main careers.
Yep.
That question of is it easier or harder? I would say harder to resist falling into that that new latest and greatest because it's shiny, being someone who already has a passion for tech and innovation and likes to be on the cutting edge of stuff. And it's yeah, it's your job um to kind of drag your feet. Like, would you be tempted, in other words, to drag your feet on returning a product that you only bought, quote, to review or to try it out for the channel, for the to make that content with it? Are you now under more pressure because especially how enticing these new devices specifically that Apple has been putting out, to want to, like, oh dang it, I missed the return policy, now I have the return window, now I have to keep it, or that's something that has crossed
Well,
my mind.
it depends what type of creator you are. Let me answer that to my best ability, because you're created that some big. If you're a certain amount of creator, meaning like above 100 or whatever amount of subs you have, sometimes you get stuff for free. Apple send you stuff, so it depends. You got to think which
Yeah.
creator you're talking to. So that's why I break everything into categories. People are like,
Well,
why you talk always like that? You can't over generalize.
some people get stuff for free while they make content on it, then they have to send it back, like review units.
Yeah,
That's it,
some, but
it's in the
not
name,
all.
yeah. And I highly doubt that at least Apple as a company would be giving stuff out for free. Maybe as part of some other deal, other companies or brands will would be more inclined to do that. But again, that
Yeah.
wouldn't qualify as, oh, I got this Apple device from Apple for free. Them getting an Apple device for free, that I'm pretty sure, there's no way in hell that Apple would be giving their
No,
stuff
no.
for
I mean,
free.
you're right, but I mean in
for anybody.
general. In general,
Yeah,
it could be a
I know other
loaner,
companies would do it. Yeah, sure.
yeah, loaner or whatever. But you don't have to pay for it, so it's good.
But again,
Right.
even if you were getting stuff to review for free and then you had to give it back, now I see that as another temptation, right? Because you would be like, damn, like this thing is even more awesome than the video said or that the Apple event promo material said, and like, oh man, I got to get myself, one of these. Like now, at least for me, I'm not strong enough to resist, and I for sure would be, buying everything that I could. But now I wonder
You're
if,
just like me, bro.
you know what I mean, right?
Listen,
So it's like,
if I could, I would definitely get the
like offer to buy the review unit.
that
Hey, it's
Mac.
already here. Just let me keep it. I don't want to have to put an order in. Take my money.
Well, if my numbers, if I have the kind of numbers and reflect that I'm getting like, over 100K all the time, then I'll be like, oh, I could buy it. That's change for me. It depends what kind of creator you're talking
Right.
about.
Okay. So yeah, if it so your
Awesome.
answer is if it's in the budget.
Yeah, it's in the, but it depends what
okay.
creator, because
See,
you
so
you
that
can't
was the other
generalize
part of the
everybody.
question is if it's not in the budget, being in that position to where you do get to kind of have a free trial with these things, I think the temptation would be very strong.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nick, you said your video's out, but I don't see it on your channel yet. Anybody else? Anybody else see it? Or
Let me check.
Man, I got so many tabs open.
you're like me, bro.
Oh yeah,
Nope,
all the
not
time.
yet.
Have you guys ever? I think I tweeted about that once, and I think I tweeted the picture or put it somewhere on social media. I forget, but I had figured out what the maximum number of tabs open you could have on iPhone. You guys want to guess what it is?
Oh gosh, I'm
You guys
scared.
know the tab limit? 500,
No,
I think.
no.
And I had hit.
Are
that
you
on my,
serious?
Yeah, I had hit that on my 10S
Wait,
Max
so
at one point.
on Safari.
On Safari on my 10S Max, I had hit
Wow.
that. I had hit the limit. Yeah. And I had got I got the 10S Max, and I think that was also maybe the year before of the 10S, because I think when you restore from a backup, I think it like includes your old tabs. But
Yep.
I was still kind of going back and forth because I was like, wait, no, I had this, I like jumped from tab to tab, from idea to idea. I'm like, oh, let me check this thing. Let me check. And I don't close it because I would want to be able to reference it. But then, time passes and my brain is like, nonstop. So I was like, oh, shoot. And I try to open a tab and it's like, you can't open any more tabs. I'm like, what? You're cut off. It's like 500 is the limit. I'm like, oh, come on. Just one more tab. Just give me one more tab. It's that digital hoarder, we got that thing of like, well, just in case, like if I want to reference something for an argument and win an argument real fast or something like that.
Yeah, I'm the first one.
I don't see it on the channel. I'm not sure what's going on.
Maybe refresh it or put it on Luis's thing and make him big.
Yeah, I got it. It's unboxing. I think he's
I don't think that's the one he's talking about. Dude, are you talking about the unboxing you want me to do, or the new one that you just uploaded? Because you just uploaded, I haven't seen it yet.
Something from today, you're saying? Because the date?
Yeah, just right now. He said 5 minutes earlier. He
said it's up, man. Oh, Nikias, what if he doesn't actually follow you and he's pulling your chain right now?
Really? Of course I follow Nikias, man. Or Nikias, let's do this. Why don't you DM me the link if you can?
Luis, send it to him. You can ask Luis too. Your panel mates, your stream mates here. We're also here to help. Okay. Got to hassle our viewers. Very irresponsible.
Yeah, he's talking about the review.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
hey, wait a minute. How come I just read your description? It says Marc and I, which is you and I. I don't see Luis on here. Why is Luis here?
Well, that was kind of a last minute thing, so I'll change
I
that
don't
up
like
after.
I don't like change. No, I'm kidding.
bruh.
Okay. So it's still
Okay,
not
I got
auto
it now.
populate.
I got it now.
Okay, cool.
How many people have Apple products and don't have iCloud or an iCloud subscription? Because I feel like it's just optimized, especially if you have multiple Apple devices. I just answered my own question. People who only have one, right?
All
One
right, you
Apple
guys
device
ready
are
to do
less
this?
likely. I'm ready.
Yep.
All right,
No
let's
holds
see.
bar. I'm going to give you my raw reaction. This is real. Nikki has asked for this, by the way, just for the record.
Exactly. I'm gonna get the banner out of here.
Do you think he chooses warm lighting on purpose around, his
Yeah.
entire
I don't know.
living area? I think he does.
Oh yeah, for sure. For
I
sure.
I just talked about how I made mine less warm to more accurately represent.
Hey Nicky, if you're ready, let us know. Actually, if you can retweet the stream and let people know that I'm doing this
This is going
to
down.
have people come on, so that'd be awesome, man.
He wanted this.
Mark, of those 500 open Safari tabs, how many were not? I'm not repeating that, but yeah.
Funny about that, you can have, I'm guessing 500 more tabs in the private browsing mode, if that answers your question.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Because that's separate. If you're in private browsing, I think you're allotted another however many. But yeah, so
Bro, if you can delete that, that's too much for me. That's
me,
too much for me right now. No,
TMI.
Sharky,
I'll take it. I can take it
man,
off.
I don't, I don't like change either. That's why
At least he put a
I
0.
always. Oh
Oh,
man,
Sharky, you trying to get him in trouble?
probably.
Don't worry, he's got his mods in here.
All right, Nikias, let us know when you're ready, and we'll do this, man.
All right. You know what? Even if he's not ready, let's go ahead. He could always rewind or watch this later with the replay crew.
True that. All right, let me get the volume up. Let me know if it's too loud or too soft for you guys.
Okay. Let me see. How's that on my? Okay.
The volume is not working.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Nope.
So what? Again, you may have to check the outputs.
Yeah,
Unless it was on mute. I can't see the volume on here because your banner.
No, I think everything looks fine. Let's see.
Try it again. So you might have to check outputs on the browser and your computer. Remember, StreamYard can reroute inputs and audio inputs and outputs independently from your computer or any external hardware.
How do I do it?
I think so. You have to select your output on. Well, just verify again. So go to, if you're using Chrome or Safari, try that, or go into your control panel on your toolbar in your computer and see where it's deciding to send output from. You have to have it the same as your StreamYard, I'm pretty sure.
But if you cannot get it to work, you can send the link and Mark could do it.
Yeah, Mark, I'll send you.
I think I can. I think I could. Here, let me join the stream again from iPad. So we'll do that.
Thank you.
He says he uploaded it without audio.
Oh,
he's trolling us. Can you hear audio? Can you hear audio on your end, TA? And is it just? I can. So it's just Luis and I that can't hear you. Can't hear it.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's weird. Wait,
can you guys hear it on the stream? Let me share it again.
I couldn't hear it.
What about now?
Nope.
Hang on. Let me do this.
It's
I think
working.
you made a loop.
I got it off.
master plan.
How about
And
now?
Apple has done
There you go.
with this iPad is that
I can hear, but it's a little loud.
What is it?
It's a little loud, but yeah, that's good. We can hear it.
All right, cool. Let me
child. Let me explain.
Yeah, rewind.
rewind here.
Air, and it's Apple's pure master plan. If Apple has done something right with this iPad, is that it's the perfect middle child. Let me explain.
Bro.
So I've noticed that that's something people have been saying with the Apple Silicon transition is master plan. I've heard that, and I mean it is because this is obviously something that's been many years in the making, and they've never been able to achieve what they're achieving now with Intel. But
yeah, for sure.
iPad you can get. This is the best iPad you can get in terms of value. This is the middle child iPad, but guess what? The middle child is growing up and really quick, and maybe too quick for Apple. People love the iPad Air because you get a cheaper iPad Pro with sacrifices in design, sacrifices in performance. But this year, there are barely sacrifices. More onto that at the end of the video. The new iPad Air now features the M1 chip, a new front camera with center
but also
stage,
cost, right? You're sacrificing a more expensive cost.
What is it, Mark?
I wouldn't say sacrifice. I would say trade-offs because you're compromising what they're taking away, but you're also well aware since you're not paying the premium associated with higher end tablets specifically from Apple, right? That whole Apple tax argument.
Middle child and perfect, not possible, says the youngest of four. LOL.
The youngest over here too, so yeah, I'm inclined to lean that way.
transfer speeds, and more. Center Stage is a feature that I use daily on my iPad mini. It's a really immersive way to use FaceTime. The camera detects you and will smoothly follow you, and if someone joins, the camera will add them in the call. And Center Stage has gotten better
awesome.
right now. Skype
Yeah, Center Stage for the win.
Zoom has adopted it, so it's a really immersive way to do business calls as well.
And it's smooth too.
12-megapixel camera on the back. It's really useful for students to take photos of their documents, of their homework. It's really important to have a good camera on an iPad.
For homework, boo homework.
You also get 5G on the iPad Air. If your city supports it, it can be really useful. And one thing that I gotta say is that having cellular on my iPad mini, for example, is really useful for those people that just work on the go. Being able to reply to emails or connecting to your meetings is super useful on the go. But Nikki, is you can just share data with your iPhone. Well, I know that.
Bro.
Yeah, see, like all these shots, they take a lot to produce. So I appreciate that.
So if you connect your camera directly from USB-C or have SSDs or external storage, this might be really useful for you. Now, the protagonist by far of the iPad Air,
even without Thunderbolt
chip. It's the most powerful chip on an iPad. I mean, it's the same chip that the iPad Pro uses. But here's the thing: as Tony Stark says, sometimes you gotta run before you walk.
Jarvis.
Absolutely.
Run before you can walk.
And that's exactly what Apple's doing. I feel like Apple's running before the iPad can walk. I mean, there's nothing that we can do on the iPad Air that will slow this thing down. Which I say this as a good thing, as a bad thing. As a bad thing because you've got all this power and you can't really use it anyways. We still don't have Final Cut. We still don't have Logic.
You'll never run out of power.
The point where the iPad is too good. And that's crazy to say if you think about it. We're living in an age where the limitations on what the iPad can do is its software.
Yeah. We haven't reached the limits, at least.
The iPad is loved by many. The iPad is a personal device.
Nice branding.
Dude, this so far, I feel like I'm watching a movie, and I say this every time. I mean, the production quality, the time put into this is just amazing. You do an awesome job, man.
And that was one of the things that frustrated me from someone who wants that instant gratification I did pass the class, so I did get my certification in audio and video production, but that was like a decade ago or longer than a decade ago. But I'm still reminded of and even I would go as far as to say scarred by just how tedious some of the stuff can be. And unfortunately, when you see like a really cool kind of action-packed scene in a movie and what all these like cinematic things, I'm like, oh man, the time, money, energy, effort, and headache that all of this, because you know how long movies take to shoot, right? Months and
Right.
months, if not years
Right.
and years, and really you're getting just 90 minutes of usable film. And it's the same thing with music videos too. It's like it's just a 3-minute song, but you might spend 3 weeks on a good day, right, on a good project to get these 2.5 to 3.5 minutes for that payoff. So that discourages a lot of people. But I'm glad that there are still people like Nikias and other creators that are willing to put that in, even for a seemingly, because it's still a crapshoot. You wouldn't know if this video is going to do well, or people going to be receptive towards it. But obviously here, this one, the payoff is us, and we're watching this movie, as Taylor just mentioned. So that's another plus.
Yeah, definitely.
Students love it to take notes, creating presentations, annotating, marking up stuff, highlighting. The ability that this 11-inch piece of glass can replace several books in your backpack that are extremely heavy is awesome.
Yeah,
I honestly can't imagine what my student life would have been without my Apple Pencil and my iPad. I would have probably failed everything. That is such a 21st century thing, but I'm okay with that.
I love that.
Not just the money that you're saving by not having to. Hopefully, you're not having to pay so much for digital copies as you would to be physical paperback or hardcover copies of textbooks, but also that weight of not having to carry them. So you're also saving money and your back and your knees and space in your bag or what have you, because those textbooks can add up and cost, not just in money, but in that fatigue. And maybe you're not as sharp on lecture days or on test days, or for those students that are already carrying so much weight and baggage, it's nice to if you're in that position to where you can afford one, or even subsidize it with like financial aid or what have you, to get, convince your school to buy you a tablet, or if they already issue you one. That's another amazing thing that
but you know what I say to
very
that,
grateful to have. Go ahead.
It's a better buy because sometimes the books are 200-300 coming from a perspective
a
of
piece.
college.
Yeah.
So you might as well just try to save up and try to get the difference, because if I'm going to buy a book for $300, I might just well get the tablet and get the audio book for cheaper. It costs less money and overall.
When I watch a Nikias Molina video, I'm always waiting for him to say, "Let's find out." So
would that mean good or bad? Because I know he's kind of pro lemon, but I know at least with cars that lemons are bad. So that's my question.
As I said, the iPad is loved by many. Today I met Julia. She's a tattoo artist and an illustrator.
Right.
She does all of her illustration with Procreate and the iPad. The Apple Pencil is a must-have tool for her. She told me that there is no other tablet that she's tried out that compares to anything to what an iPad can offer for her specific use case. I also met Maria, and she uses her iPad to manage her business and take care of all the stock of the store. If a client asks for a specific product, she quickly checks the stock inside of the iPad. She told me that she loves the versatility that the Magic Keyboard has to offer her, because she types in all of her emails, all the notes that she has to take, and then whenever she needs to go check out something with stock, she quickly removes the iPad and go ahead and checks the stock. It's so fun. It's so fun to see all of these different use cases that people.
I definitely agree.
Yeah, I wonder if he chose the blue color, because for sure that's the right color. So I wonder if he was sent that, or if he picked it out himself. Because props to him for that. That blue looks great,
especially that I saw got blue.
Especially with the the white keyboard case. That's a really good combo. I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything else about the iPad Air remains the same. We get the same stunning 10.9-inch liquid retina display with true tone of P3 white color gamut, anti-reflective coating. Overall, a super reliable display. We get Touch ID, no Face ID on the iPad Air. That is a Pro exclusive feature. That's a Big Brother exclusive feature, which, if you think about it, when we're using the iPad in the classroom, for example, we have to wear our face mask either way. So if you think about it, Touch ID might technically be better in the classroom. Think about that. And with all this crazy M1 performance, what's even crazier than that is that we still get an all-day battery life. I mean, we can I
really wonder if the iPhone 14 is going to come with Touch ID.
That you want to take on it, and it will probably last you all day.
You think they'll include both biometrics? That would be cool.
They should.
Dude,
I mean, they're definitely late, right? Because you figure we're already in year 3 now. This is year 3 of the pandemic, and we're barely barely getting the Face ID with mask rollout. So,
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, better now that we have it, but yes, it was late.
For sure.
So, brother, there are barely any sacrifices for most people. So, what do you get on the bigger brother? What do you get on the iPad Pro that you do not get on the iPad Air? What are you missing? We don't get an ultra wide camera. We don't get a lighter scanner, 120 hertz, a larger 12.9 inch size, better speakers, 600 nits of brightness, and most importantly, Face ID. So,
Battery.
one thing that I just mentioned, is that worth it enough for you to upgrade for the iPad Pro? Maybe it is. Maybe you're a pro and you need that 120 hertz display.
Or you're
Maybe
just
you
greedy.
need that XDR display. Maybe
That's
you
why
do
I
need
do it. I mean, I'm just
Whoa.
I didn't
Oh.
say it. You said it. I didn't say
big
it.
screen,
The
big
iPad
battery. Yeah.
Pro will be brightness,
Okay.
but for most people,
I'm just
the
going to go
iPad
back
Pro
here for a
do need
sec.
that XDR display.
That was awesome.
Look at this freeze frame.
So maybe you do need
I'm just
those
saying
600
that
nits of
was
brightness, but for most people, the iPad Air will be more than enough. But there's a catch. The iPad
there's a
Storage. Right.
Air will cost you $599 for the 64 gigabyte version, and the iPad Pro will cost you $799 for the 128 gigabyte version. So if 64 gigabytes is not enough, you might consider the iPad Pro. But if 64 gigabytes is enough, the iPad Air is the best value that you can get right now. So as I said, the middle child has grown up. Good price, check. Good design, check. Good display, check. Good
Absolutely.
accessories, check. All-day battery life, check. Good performance, not really, because there is perfect performance. I mean, way too good performance. So if you think about it, what else do you want on an iPad? Honestly, what else would you want?
that was
That was great.
man.
And you know what I like about that?
Nikki's
Well,
that was amazing.
I was gonna say something.
Nice
You know what I
job.
like about the shot that he's done in the letters? He got blue for the iPad and yellow for his branding. So he's combining that on the shot.
Yeah.
It's called subliminal messaging, and a lot of
Correct.
people, like, dictators and other world leaders, like to use that to control and manipulate their subjects.
Mhm.
Very- very
I
common.
think
Yeah.
Quad speakers,
iPad
Thunderbolt
Pro.
connectivity, and a bigger battery, which he didn't mention in that one. At least I'm pretty
Right.
sure. He didn't.
yeah, you bigger battery.
Dude.
The list was funny though, where he because I didn't expect him to actually go down the list. I thought it was a hypothetical of
Oh,
what
yeah.
aren't you getting? And then in my head, I was like this, that, this, that, this, the other, and then immediately after he's like this, that, this, and that, and this. I was like, oh, cool. I didn't expect that.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
okay, but also for battery. Yeah, it is especially when I first experienced the quad speakers on, and again, the 2020 that I have now and I have been using. I got in that summer, and other than that, this was my first tablet. So it was always either, actually, in this time, I was already very mad at my Intel Power 2015 15-inch. So that was already way out of the question. It would either be television or iPhone,
Mhm.
right? So from being used, and obviously I'm not going to have my television with me everywhere, being used to, I guess, arguably some of the best quality speakers in a smartphone, which would be something as high end as iPhone, going from that to not just tablet sized speakers, but the Pro specifically having even and twice as much sound and even sound. Because I think with the iPhone, it's the earpiece, so it's like shooting sound this way and then shooting sound down, right? Because the bottom of the phone. So it was always a little kind of wonky to me. Making that jump out, I had really appreciated it. I was like, wow, so whoa, now it's like even. Now it's like full and way that much more immersive than something that has just not just two speakers, but more like 1.5 speakers, because they're only one's kind of pointing towards you, the other one's kind of pointing off to the side there. So that was always a little strange for me, but definitely something that I've come to appreciate. Maybe I'm a little more susceptible to that because I'm an audio guy, but definitely one of the bigger pluses and a reason for me to not want to go smaller than a Pro.
but
I
my
gotta shout
question
out
is-
I gotta shout out Michael Pepper for what he says here. Not enough lemons, only apples.
That's bad.
That is definitely true. That is definitely true. I'm actually surprised that you actually dropped kind of rating it with the lemons. I really like that touch, and I really wish that you bring that back. You were asking me what, or asking us what we like the least, so I think that right there it says it all. So
Well, I disagree. I don't think that anyone should want anyone to change. So, Nikias, you just be yourself, and we should love you for it. Unlike these
no, that
bozos.
is true though. That is true though.
True.
Nah, man. Listen, you do amazing work, and everybody loves you. I mean, to me, you're a big inspiration. I've always said this. So yeah, anytime you want me to react to something or whatever, let me know, and I will, man.
Yeah, we'll do it.
And Nikias, if you, like I said, I would love to have you on, like I said, the podcast and my stream one day. So if you can take note and come on both, that would be awesome. Just hit me up, man.
I think he already said yes, but sure.
Appreciate you coming by. So I'm gonna end the live stream here.
Also, thanks to him for allowing us to do that, because that's
definitely. Thank you, man. Yeah. This is not the first time that I've actually reacted to Nikias's videos and stuff, so that would be awesome. All right, guys, I'm gonna be heading off as well. Nikias, again, thank you. Thank you to both Mark Sequence and Luis for coming through. And
everyone in the chat,
like I said.
Oh yeah.
And, hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys. Have a great night.